That's it then. The Primargen has just asked Netflix to work as a TV content creator full-time. So remember, kids, all your favorite software development content creators who choose to create content full-time instead of working as a developer do so because they work as a developer. It sucks, right? Even in jobs and create humble content. And creating content is a better career choice. I disagree with Dorian, especially in these times we're living in. Well, we saw all this last weekends, what's happening on Twitter with the X, right? Between Elon Musk and the Supreme Court of Brazil. But the main point up to what I tweeted, se eu por assim dizer, se bubat, the weekend is like this, man. This is a good time to remember that content creators also take risks. All the risks of a platform. You guys always ask me, Lucas, why don't you work as a content creator full-time? There are some views on this, one of which is the fact that if I don't work in software development, how am I going to talk about software development? Others of the kind, is there a way to do that? With Brazil's CPM, there are several factors, but first let's take a look at the Prime Agents video here where where he announces he's going to resign from Netflix. As a content creator, it's the first time we react to a video foreigners, right? I'm using artificial intelligence here to dub, so I hope it turns out decent. And if at this moment the effects has dropped there in Brazil, you can follow me on Instagram, you know. So let me pull up the video here. Let's go. I hope this dub doesn't turn out too bad.
It's time to say goodbye, and I know the signs were clear. I'm not making videos for this channel. What seems like 6 months, and I know I'm letting a lot of you down. So it's time. It's really time to measure. To expedite and to give a bit more context, I need to tell a quick story. History. Around February 16th, I was in Los Angeles with Tor and Teo, Tor being the pirate sovereign. By the way, I'm immensely thankful for being in Los Angeles at that time because it was the Streamers Awards were happening. That Teo actually invited me to be a part of this, right? Which is amazing. I can't believe it. A great honor. Honestly, it feels like the peak of my career, but during that time, Thor handed me some, and he gave it to me for two reasons. One, as I recognized...
Here, just to correct the dubbing, actually, Thor delivered some hard truths to his face. From what I understand, Thor is a man who lacks the courage to speak the truth. He was one of the guys who convinced him to quit his job to become a content creator. Full-time, right? Thor from the pirate software, I think that is.
Strange things. Which
You're
aspect
alive
of that
right
strange thing?
now just to show
immune
I
deficiencies
think he
are
is
terrible.
the Brilla.
My friend,
I think
really
this
terrible.
guy here is Thor. Anyway, he's a guy who talks about game development on Twitch. He gets a lot of live views there. Let's go.
And for taking part in the Streamers Award, thank you. But also to really tell myself, hey, you need to take a risk, stop betting on safety, bet on yourself, run, risk. And it's the next 2 months, honestly, I was very shaken up.
And I think this is a very interesting point, dude, which is the point I was talking about risks, right? So like when you create content, it's fair to say that you are like, he's an entrepreneur, you get me? You're entrepreneuring, and every entrepreneur takes risks, right? One of the risks you take when you start creating content is of not controlling the distribution of your material, right? So for example, if a platform falls, you might lose revenue from that platform. So you have partners, YouTube, Tachi, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of these are distribution channels and are your partners.
They should be your partners.
Right? So the moment anything affects your partner's revenue, the distribution, from edges, for instance, if the algorithm changes, you're taking those risks. You're also taking risks, for example, like, I don't know, being cancelled and people stop following you. You're taking a lot of risks of things not working out, right? So you gotta have like, dude, decision. You gotta have, let's go. I was going to say it takes guts, but it's not just about being brave, because the thing is, you need to have a base, a strong audience across various platforms to make that decision. And financially, it has to be worth it. Well, if you generate content abroad in the United States, for example, Canada, these are countries where the CPM is it's high. And I don't mean the YouTuber being Canadian or American. I mean your audience being from that country where companies pay more through AdSense, right? That they promote, and the CPM of this promotion is higher. So there's no comparison. For example, our channel here, Lucas Montano. Hello, how are you? I'm Lucas Montano, the Lucas Montano channel, right? Are you watching? I don't know why I mentioned the channel's name, right? If you landed here and don't know the channel's name, anyway, we even have more subscribers, for example, than Theo. The Prime Agent, we don't get the same number of views, mainly because I don't use a lot of clickbait. Do you guys think I do clickbait, man? You need to check out the developer bubble overseas. But the point is, CPM isn't even comparable, right? But it's not just because of that. No, it's not just because of the risks, right? Today, I'm not creating content at 100%. But later, I'll talk about these and bring up some other points I saw on Twitter. Let's get back to the the video.
That's right. I've been thinking about what my future will be like. I'm really going for it. You know, I'm giving my all to this because I'm not doing the best job possible.
This dubbing is very good. Until you ask for it. A bit of his voice tone. Man, not being able to do the best possible is one of the things that gets to me, knowing that I could also be creating better content if I were a full-time content creator. Integral, so I can... Seeing a lot of what he's talking about here, I was super happy about the decision he made and the fact that he could make that decision too.
And what I created, and that's because I don't have the time. I really need to do this. And all this time, my wife has been immensely supportive and encouraging, and she's also extremely attractive. I just love my wife. 12 years of marriage, and I'm still so thrilled about her. But then today, April 4th, 2024, I officially gave up.
That's awesome, dude. So, dude, it's so good when you have someone, a partner who likes grow together, you know, have the same goals. It's a lot, right? That's the situation here, and it's my situation too, right? Sarah and I have been together for over 15 years, and now Sarah is editing this video, okay? Thank you so very much for being this amazing partner, co-owner of many projects, not just here on the channel. So definitely, for sure, I would also have... So as I said, it's not just about taking risks, which today I'm quite privileged, but it's also a matter of content sharing.
I'd like to say we've never been more nervous and excited. And when I told my boss, he was incredibly encouraging. He told me that I have to give at least a year. I really need to chase these things because it will only help me. And he gave me a lot of good wisdom during that time. So, hey, Chris Wayne, if you're listening, yeah, I really appreciate that. But I've been at Netflix for 10 years, you know, seen a lot of change at Netflix.
Dude, 10 years working as a software engineer at Netflix. His salary, we're talking about probably millions of reais per year. So you need to have a business plan there. You need to have an idea of how to generate a recipe like this. Content. That's basically it, because the job of a software engineer is much easier than creating content. So it has to be financially worthwhile too.
Goodbye, Netflix. You've been with me longer than I've been with my kids, you know. It might sound crazy, but my 10-year-old son, years, born after I had been at Netflix for almost a year. Month, the leap honestly looks very scared. But as I learned throughout life and on many journeys I've been on, the leap could always be made.
It sounds
and
scary.
often the landing is amazing, so it's great to seize the opportunity when it comes, and I'd like to do that. I want to follow my own advice.
Sleeping.
Aries. Oh.
We ache, yeah. What was that dubbing, man? The guy said a lot, you know. Sorry for that, Prime Engine.
For all that and much more, I thank everyone.
That's a bad dub.
To those who wished me luck, I am truly thankful. And I would also like to personally thank my beautiful wife for the encouragement. My mom, in fact, my mom always encourages me. Thank you, Mom. She's simply the best. My mom is simply the best. One day we'll share some stories about her. Now, a special thanks to Thor for starting this whole project, and a big hug to Flip, who's been with me from the start. He edited my first video and edited this video. A big thank you to him. Thank you for being with me throughout this journey, and thank you to all the people who supported me along the way. Look forward to more videos on this channel. The name is The Firstborn.
Agent who is also a big streamer of games, right? And man, the Prime Edition. So, I don't know why. For learning less. Oh, what if he's watching this video then, brother? I was super happy for you when I heard, and I wish you the best in this new endeavor is the same endeavor, but now full-time content creator, and well, I think you're gonna still be using an LV.
And also enjoy Brazil.
Yo, coming to Brazil, then enjoy and have fun. If I'm not mistaken. But let's get back to the subject, which is as follows. Remember, kid, all your favorite software development content creators who choose to create content full-time instead of working as a software developer, do it because working as a software developer is easier. Is terrible. I think this here probably was... It was also an answer. Well, an answer indeed, but more so, let's make the most of the testimony. Prime Agent is doing, and let me have my say about it. And I think it's this dude that I disagree. I don't think it sucks to work as a developer. And I also don't think content creators like the Prime Engine think early morning working in software development, especially because by creating content, there's a chance they'll code more than they do today. So today, for example, how many hours of my day do I spend coding? At Disney, I don't know, a lot, okay? A lot. But I'm sure I also spend a lot of time coding as a content creator. I print scripts, I create technical content for the channel members, so I'm always creating content. And if I did this 100% of the time, probably how I would be searching, talking about recipes, I would be in that mindset of taking on immense pressure. I'd probably be generating more content, more technical content, and I'd be perhaps coding more than I do. So that's it. I slightly disagree with this view. But as I said, it might have just been a little joke. And there's another tweet, this one from Giovanni Bays, and he said something I partly agree with, okay? How about the rule, creating the rule? If you don't program professionally and daily, you can't have a say on how people who program work. That is one of the points that makes me think that maybe it's not a good idea to quit my job to become an actor. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of the content that I generate here, especially because I don't create. I just turn on the camera and start talking. It's because I have practical experience. I have skin in the game, as the finance folks like to say, right? So the fact that I'm active in the market gives me insights. It brings me ideas to make these videos here. I think it also creates a lot more authority. But there comes a point, as I said, where you might be missing out on opportunities for not dedicating yourself. 100% of the time. So staying in this comfort zone, upper zone creatively might be limiting you within your reach. And opinion, personal, damn it. Opinion, it's all the same. You know, the moment you speak like this, only those who work professionally with programming can make rules. You're saying that this person who works with programming can create a rule that will be applied to many people. Of course, I'm not being serious here. They made a rule, let's pass a law. No, I'm talking about setting rules on Twitter, right? Why? Because if you don't create content, you probably don't get the same feedback we do. So eating Pawari, even though I'm active in the market, when I read your comments, I read all of them. I heart all I read. And just to clarify, the hearts I leave on your comments, it's not because I agree with you, okay? I leave hearts even on comments I disagree with. I do not delete any comments, but I read all of them. And that's what the heart means here on this channel. Okay, and the thing is, dudes, reading your comments, I get to hear from thousands of people, millions of people monthly, because we hit more than 1 million views per month, depending on the month. So we have there 10% of comments. We're talking about 100,000 comments per showmates per month. That's the number of comments I like. Wow, let me confirm that. Let's check that number. No, it's not here in YouTube Studio, the number of comments. It can't be 100,000, but we can say it's thousands, right? Thousands of comments per month, and then I can have a much broader view about
what's happening in the area
than just my experience. That is also why maybe someone who creates content might have a better market insight than someone who has been working on a tiny project for years just with
a circle of 5 friends from the same bubble.
That's right. When you create content, you expose yourself more to different public ones. So that's it. Wishing all the best for the Prime Agent in this new challenge of creating content full-time. I'm convinced he will succeed, and so will I. What us? Yakes Dave, Yasos. I wanted to address the fact that we're going to be available, okay? On Instagram or other networks like Twitter, may be down right now. I believe it won't happen, but anyway, if it happens, don't expect to see me on another social network. I can't take another one, okay? So I'll keep creating content on Twitter and resharing on Instagram, and here On YouTube too. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon, you can have lunch with me. Cool, right? Because the only thing I hold on to when creating content is your entertainment during lunch, right? Because the platform and the production means aren't mine, I only hold the entertainment of your lunch. Take care of yourself.